La 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 la
I'm
la.
the sing if your team's going to the playoffs. Ah!
Suck it.
Oh, sorry. It's wild card weekend, and I'm the only one that has something to sing about because these two, Mike and Tony, got to see their team eliminated on Sunday Night Football in front of the whole world. How you guys feeling?
I'm just happy I wasn't at the game.
I'm sick. I'm sick as shit. I'm sick of your shit. I'm sick of the fucking Raiders and the fans. I'm sick of Brandon Staley. Same old trash. Everybody tried to warn me, Tony. Don't throw your heart behind the Chargers.
I told you all off season, Tony. Come on over to the dark side. You were like, no, I'm going with Mike. I'm going to make the Chargers my team, and you get to feel the heartbreak. And if you guys want, throughout the show, I'll give you one timeout. So you guys can call a timeout whenever you guys want. If you don't call a timeout, guess what? We'll end the show still.
I think I'm going to save that thing.
Oh, my goodness. Brandon, yeah, then the speech that you sent me today, Joe, just pissed me off even more. Don't send me stuff like that. I don't want to hear him trying to put lipstick on the pig of a season he just coached.
Yeah, I saw Staley's speech, and I was like, that's perfect, because in all endings, there are beginnings, guys. While you guys are going to sit here and watch the rest of these teams fight for the Super Bowl, there's a beginning in it.
Yeah.
But Charger fans cheer up because, hey, you get to watch the Raiders play the Bengals. And the Steelers. I mean, you can root for the Steelers too, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm rooting for the Steelers. Which game you want to start off with?
We'll start off with the best game. We'll go in order, right?
All right, sounds good to me.
Who do we got? We got people in the comments already?
Raiders
elbow
the Cincy to play the Bengals. And this is – can we put that one back up? Joker Wild.
Raiders about to be clapped. Bolt up. Really? We got Charger fans coming out the Raiders like – you guys didn't get enough last week? Come on.
There's something weird there because, like, I had a whole take planned out and everything, and he just word for word put it into the chat before I could even speak.
So hold on. I'll say timeout, reverse it, go back.
All right, Joe, give your opinion on this game. What the Raiders got to do to win?
They got to stop the run. Joe Mixon from last time when they played these two, they got to stop the run. I'm kind of iffy because they did lose some players against the Chargers last week. That kind of sucks. So a lot of guys hurt. Refs help. Man. All right, I'll get to that in a minute, Joker. Hold on. Yeah, they got to stop it. They did a great job at stopping the pass last time they played the Bengals. I think T. Higgins was the one that came out, and he was the third wide receiver that was tearing them up just a little bit. And the Raiders got to have a better game plan on offense. The score was 32-14 or something like that, but it got away at the end. I think you and I were talking about, I think the Bengals scored 19 in the fourth quarter. It got away. It got ugly at the end. That was the game that I was talking to Tony that I was really pissed off at the Raiders, and I was like, this game right here, the Raiders are done. I go, they're done. And something clicked in their head after that game, and so they're going to go into Cincinnati with a whole different attitude. And this team doesn't quit. They don't quit.
Nothing clicked, Joe. They got Omicron on their side, and then everybody was sick for like 3 straight weeks. Like, even the ginger man in Indianapolis didn't even get to practice for a whole week. Like, he got cleared right before the game, and you guys were able to knock off the Colts. The only chance that you guys have in this game is for the glaring hole of not having a good offensive line for Joe Burrow. Because that's the one thing about your team that's okay. Like, hopefully you guys don't have, like, the Bengals don't have a Storm Norton at left tackle or right tackle on their offensive line. If they have somebody that can even stand up and swing his ponytail in the right direction, they might be able to slow down, Mad Max Crosby. Everybody, he's great. 2 X's in his name. Okay, so his parents can't spell. Congratulations. That's not cool.
Well, he is
Go ahead, Mike. I'll let you cry a little bit more because the Bengals. That's why we started here, to let the Charger fans get their little bit of crying out. Go ahead.
I've already done enough crying for the week. I'm going to stand tall now and talk my talk. But anyways, I think even if the Bengals O-line just plays decent, as long as they don't get flattened, that's not really a big worry because Burrow's been playing under pressure his entire career, and he's been very good at it. So I'm not super worried about the D-line of the Raiders getting after Burrow. I think the Raiders' path to success is putting up 35 points again. I think that's their path to success, and I don't see them doing it. I mean, They haven't really been putting up that many points often this year. I know they did it against the Chargers in a wild overtime game. Carlson's going to have to hit 6 field goals, and Carr's going to have to score 3 touchdowns. That's your path to victory, Joe.
Well, if it happens, it happens. Hey, but at least we're in the playoffs, right? Unlike Charger fans, at least the Raider fans can sit here and go, hey, we're in the playoffs.
There's 2 teams here. We're talking about the Bengals and the Raiders. All right?
Refs helped you. Sorry.
Let's stay focused.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
The Raiders are the most penalized team in the NFL, and you want to say the refs help you. Come on.
You guys are dirty.
That PI was BS and the most holding calls. It still didn't help your defense. What happened to Joey Bosa? Hey, all you got to do is hit Carr and he crumbles up, right? What happened there? You didn't do that.
We still just should have won the game. That game is out the window. Absolute garbage coaching.
It didn't help that your all-pro kick returner fumbled the ball too, right? Just admit it. The Raiders came out and they dominated and they won the game. The Raiders wanted it more.
I don't know about dominate. Dominate would be like a blowout.
Did you ever have the lead? Did you ever have the lead?
I saw the Raiders with a 2-touchdown lead just absolutely choke and got lucky at the end of the game that our coach decided to throw the game for you.
Your coach threw the game? Or you mean the Raiders were – remember what Tony told me before the game? He said – because I was like, oh, I hope Jacksonville wins and I hope Pittsburgh loses. And Tony's like, oh, you want other teams to do your business for you? So basically you wanted the Raiders to not kick that field goal to help you guys out, to do the job that you couldn't do. You didn't want the timeout to happen.
That's not what I said.
You wanted the Raiders to say, hey, take a knee. We're both kiss and we'll go to the playoffs. No, and the Raiders said, screw the Chargers. We're going to Cincinnati.
I don't remember saying those words. I remember saying that we came back from a 15-point deficit with 3.5 minutes left in the game on the back of our superstar quarterback is what you'll address him from now on after that performance. And then our coach blew it.
Superstars go to the playoffs, Mike.
Superstar. Next level star. Generational star.
Let's talk about the Chargers game this weekend.
Are we talking about the Chargers or are we talking about wild card games this weekend?
The Raiders defense has been outstanding the last couple weeks. If they can get to Joe Burrow, hopefully. It's the Bengals haven't had a text message since text messages were existed that they've ever won a playoff game. It's been 31 years since they won a playoff game. Can the Raiders continue that? I don't know. The Bengals look good. I hope the Raiders have enough energy to go in there and do it. You've seen it when it's a primetime game. The Raiders bring another energy. You guys have seen it. You guys are in the division. Who day about to get smacked. Raider Nation taking over Cincinnati. I'm telling you right now.
I really hope the fans show up in Cincinnati. Like, this is a big moment for them. It's the start of something new. I think the Bengals are the better team and going to win. Bengals have shown some glimpses on defense, crowd, cold. This should be pretty easy win for the Bengals. Like, how much more of this like miraculousness can they carry on? Like, let's bury the Raiders. Let's be done with it. Let's go find them the next coach. Let's start the coaching search for the Raiders. Who wants to come and get slapped around in the AFC West?
Just say it with me. Raiders.
That's what I'm saying, Tony. I don't know about good defense lately. They gave up 300 yards in one quarter in their last game played. So it just comes down to me, if the Raiders offense can put up 40 points, 35 points.
Like, just win, baby. Just win, baby.
Let's move on to the next game, please, God.
It never gets old, huh?
The Eagles
you guys have no comeback because your team is sitting at home watching the Raiders. Mike, where's the sweater? You made a sweater. Mike.
They got ruined in the shower. The Eagles are on their way to Tampa Bay. You like that? That was pretty good, huh? Do the Eagles have any shot in this game? I don't think they have any shot in this game. This is the one game this weekend where I think I already know for sure the winner.
So you're saying the birds are flying south?
I don't think they're going to have wings. They're going to have clipped wings.
Go ahead, Tony. I know you have something to say about this.
I do. I can't tell if I'm freezing or not, but
you're good, Tony.
I'm not as confident as Mike is that the Bucs are going to win. I do think that they win the game. It's going to be interesting to see if the defense can do what it did last year on this run for Tampa Bay. Like, can they gel and like really hit their stride? Because the offense wasn't like over the top amazing. And I think that missing Antonio Brown, for whoever's fault it is, I think that's a bigger hole than we thought. And also, like, the Eagles are better than we've given them credit for the whole year. Like, coming into the season and whatever else, like scrappiness from the defense or the offensive side. We make fun of the coach because of press conferences. So I do think the Bucs are going to win. The game's at home, but I think this game is going to be fun and interesting and close. I mean, look at what they did last year with Taylor Heinicke in that first game. That was probably one of the best first round games last year. I think we could see something like that where this team is scrappy and Jalen Hurts is running around in the fourth quarter, making this game more interesting than it should be, like a 28-24 finish, Buccaneers.
Yeah, and Tony said something. We should give the Eagles a little bit more respect than what we have been. I know I had apologized to Eagle fans because I've always been saying that they were going to be one of the worst teams. That was one of my predictions. I was really wrong on that. They went 9-7. They benefited from a weak division, kind of like the Cowboys, right? But they're here. They could, I don't know. They get to play Tampa Bay at the right time. Tampa Bay's hurting, right? I know a lot of people are like, well, they're getting Fournette and all these people back. Tampa Bay is not the same team that they were last year around this time. But for me to come out and say the Eagles are going to win this game, I have to be on something. So let me take some drinks or something right now, and then maybe I'll jump on that bandwagon. But for now, I'm not going against Tom Brady. I'm going with the Buccaneers.
Start banging them to the head, Joe. Yeah, I saw that something about weather concern that could help the Eagles out a little bit because that limits the passing game, of course. But I just don't see them matching up well across the board. I mean, you're going to see Darius Slay on Mike Evans. That's about the closest even matchup they got at every single position on the football field. Whether it's D-line versus the Eagles O-line, whether it's the Eagles receivers versus the Bucs defenders, whether it's Tom Brady versus the Eagles defense, the Bucs have the advantage across the board. And that's why they're the number 2 seed. I do have the Buccaneers falling for similar reasons, though, but in the second round to a team that you guys don't like very much. But for similar reasons, Tony, because Chris Godwin and AB being out is going to be – I don't see them getting through Green Bay, but that second round matchup, whether it's the Cardinals or the Cowboys or the 49ers, is going to be tough on Tampa.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a similar effect of last year where the defense what's his name? I can't even think right now. The linebackers, David and
he's got a sore hammy.
Who's
too.
The other? Devin White. Who's the other? The speedy, fast one there. The Dean kid plays good. Like, if they're flying all over the place and making plays again, I think that they can put this team back in position to be competing for a Super Bowl. But if they don't raise their level of play, Tom will be fine. Just keep him within a score at the end of the game, and Tom will just do what he does. Like, he'll find a way to make a hero out of Tyler Johnson or some Mickens player, or Scotty Miller will come off the bench, and catch 181 yards in a playoff game. Like, he'll find a matchup to exploit in the game. It just will happen.
It's going to be Rashad Perryman back to life in Tampa.
Well, the Jets just held this team to almost losing, and you know what, Tony? I'm switching on over. I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, there's your second L in 2 conversations.
Hey, what they say? Road teams in the last 3 seasons on Wildcard Weekend are 10-4.
That's a dumb stat.
That's a dumb stat?
Yeah. That's just circumstantial to every single game. It's not like there's a better chance the road teams win.
Teams that win on Monday night in Week 4 against the Raiders are not in the playoffs.
Yeah. Or there's one with the Vikings right now where the Packers are cursed because of it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't know. I'm just saying this season has been crazy, right? The season's already been nuts. Would it surprise you if Tom Brady goes out first round? No.
Yeah.
Yes, it would.
It would surprise me.
No, it wouldn't.
But it would be a long path with the season's theme. Speaking of upsets, Pittsburgh, Big Ben's swan song in Kansas City. What do you guys think? Tony, what are you thinking about this one?
I'm rooting for the Steelers, but I don't see a victory there. Pretty tough to win. I will say there is some sort of magical run that's happening with the Steelers, where they seem to. We went through this weird, this roller coaster with Big Ben, where he was like a terrible guy, and was he greedy and was pushing back against Bell and Brown or whatever, and he's horrible. But now that he's just terrible and he's on his way out, and there's no way that they should win this game. Kansas City should win by 25 points. And I think, didn't they crush the Steelers recently? Like, this should be bad, but there's a lot of injuries that are mounting up for Kansas City, and there's a lot of health in the other side of the camp. So maybe weather, maybe it's closer, but I don't think Ben has enough to win this game. Can't even see the Steelers getting to 20 points in this game, which they're going to need to get to like 28, 30 to win the game. So pretty easy win for KC. And then Pat Mahomes lovers can have their heart ripped out in the next round.
You're going with
Kansas.
Upset. That KC pulls the upset.
KC pulls the upset. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That's an upset.
Or I like this one. Is this John Madden season? He said the Chiefs are going to win big, or it's going to be a one-score game.
All right, Booger.
It's like, all right. You know who's going to win? The team that scores the most points is going to win the game.
Exactly. The team that plays better.
Ben is as good as people think.
Better offense is going to win the game.
27-10. Big Ben's already come out. Have you guys seen Big Ben talking to the media this week? And he's like, I know we have no shot. We're already 20-point underdogs to the best team in the league. We're just going to come out here and have fun. Like, he's out there like trolling the media like he should be. Like, everybody's writing the Pittsburgh Steelers off, and so am I. They barely got in. They had a hope that there wasn't a tie. Like that was what their hope the whole season was on. Big Ben, it's his last game. Can he do like something magic? Would I be surprised if the Steelers come out and at the end of the first quarter they're up like 10-0, 14-0? I wouldn't be surprised. But then I expect that magic to run off towards the end of the game and the Chiefs just run away with this. There's no way the Pittsburgh Steelers can go into Kansas City and win this game. No, absolutely no way. And if I'm wrong, I'll get my hair cut like Mike and I'll be ready to go.
Right?
I do think I think that old lady Karma does owe the Steelers a win for the whole Tim Tebow to Demaryius Thomas game that happened a few years back.
We're way past that.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I think that game the Steelers should have dominated. So maybe there's something to be said. There's like an overtime quick slant to Deontay Johnson to the house in return here for the Steelers, but I doubt it. I like the 27-13, 27-10 that therapist put up.
I feel like that's a pretty fair prediction, but I think we're opposites. You guys think that the Eagles have a chance against Tampa, and I think that the Eagles are done. I think the Steelers have a better chance at upsetting the Chiefs just because on the defensive side of the ball, the Steelers actually have guys that they can use to make a game plan. Mike Tomlin can actually use to try and slow down the Chiefs' offense. They're going to have to slow them down to 17 or 14, which seems damn near impossible, especially with how hot the Chiefs are. And I'm taking the Chiefs to win the game. But TJ Watt and that Steelers defensive line versus the Chiefs O-line, I'll take the Steelers D-line. You can put Minkah Fitzpatrick in primary coverage on Travis Kelce and bracket Tyreek Hill. So the Chiefs actually have the guys to make a game plan. It's going to be a different story when you have to execute the game plan just because the Chiefs offense is so good. But I think there's a better chance for the Steelers than the Eagles, who are just outmatched across the board, it feels like.
Yeah, here we go.
Well, I want to know why the NFL decided to put this one on Sunday Night Football. Like, of all the matchups, you put this one.
If the Steelers win, it's a miracle. If the Steelers lose, Big Ben's last game on prime time.
It's also it's Patrick Mahomes, right? They're hoping that Mahomes comes out and does crazy stuff there. They know that stadium's also going to be packed and rocking and roaring for the Chiefs. Like they show up for their team. Yeah. There's not going to be any. I don't know what the COVID regulations are there, but I doubt those people really give a shit.
And this would probably be the best game because, like you said, we've all been writing the Steelers off, and all of us are like, oh, there's no way. And this would probably be the best game of the whole damn weekend, like you said.
I hope so.
It always ends up that way, right?
I hope the Steelers shock the world.
Eagles have a better chance due to weather, rain, high winds would make it a tricky game. If TJ Watt can get going, they have a chance. Hey, so TJ Watt just tied the record, right? He didn't break the record?
Didn't break the record on like a technicality. One of his sacks in the last game didn't count.
Yeah,
it wasn't a technicality. It wasn't a sack. There was a fumble. He picked it up that turned the quarterback into a runner. That's not a sack.
If the Eagles beat Tom Brady, I may become an Eagle fan. Go, Jay. You already are an Eagle fan.
He also put Rams house though, so it's he's.
Can the
quarterback?
We don't agree on everything, but we do agree on one thing: F them Chiefs.
There it is.
If the QB picks up the ball after a fumble, can he throw it still? I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I believe so because there hasn't been a forward pass yet.
Then that shit should be a sack. They didn't change that rule.
But when you pick it up, you become a runner.
Yeah, I understand, but he can still technically throw it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but
NFL needs to change that and give him his damn record.
But it's
it's not his record anyways because he had to take 18 games to do it.
But you don't get a sack on an end around where the guy comes around, he's going to throw the ball, and then
but you should.
You should, but you don't because the play has already been made to where he's no longer a quarterback. Even though he still has the ability to throw the ball, he's no longer like all the pocket rules and everything else.
Mike, Jay just got you right here.
What about
can a running back technically throw it? So if a running back gets tackled in the backfield, so is that a sack too?
Yeah, that's what Tony just clarified. Jay Fly and Joe.
That's what I'm saying. So Jay's calling you out. So you better apologize to Jay right now.
What about like a flea flicker? That's not a sack then.
Mike. He lost the record. Let's not get into it. He sucks.
Oh, I'm just
but I think Mike is making a good point because I do believe they cherry pick that stat and they give the defensive back a sack when they running back laterals it back to the quarterback. I believe they do give.
So
I don't know.
If he takes it that way, throws it back, and it's like the old like the flea flicker. That's a sack.
Yeah.
If that happens.
I believe that I watched somebody. What game was it? It might have been in the Giants game this year.
It takes the ball, becomes a runner.
If somebody's watching and you're in the chat and you know if you've ever seen a flea flicker count as a sack, let us know. We need to know right now.
Yeah, or someone just look it up. That's not busy.
Yeah, if you have nothing better to do on a Friday night, let us know because I don't think I've ever remember seeing that, but you could be right. That could be one that. Wow, I'm trying to think of all the.
Let's go from TJ to JJ. Let's go from Here we go.
JJ's back.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Mike, what did you say about Aaron Donald today?
I said that he's an all-time great player. I don't know which quote are you talking about.
He made the All-Pro team for what? Seventh year in a row.
Yeah, that's not that big a deal. I could out bench Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I got Mike in the fight. In the fight between Aaron Donald and Mike, I'm going to take the experience of our veterans here, and I'm going to bet Mike.
Well, Mike and I did that on Friday Night Wars. Yeah. We said who would win a fight between me and Aaron Donald, or Mike and Aaron Donald, and I said Mike because Mike would run scared from Aaron Donald, and he wouldn't want to touch him.
You call it scared, I call it strategy. But he's still faster than me, so it might not work out.
You got to sweep. You got to sweep Mike.
So both of these teams started off hot, right? They both started the season off hot, and I think they fizzled down just a little bit. I don't know. You guys can pick. I'll let you guys pick on who you guys are going to take on this one. But Matthew Stafford's hurt, right? Woo! Go ahead. Take it over.
Wait, he's hurt like he's not playing, or he's hurt like he is every – he's what?
He's playing hurt.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So he's fine.
his knee or his foot or something's hurt, and he just called out Aaron Rodgers or something and said like he's not as hurt as Aaron Rodgers' foot, or I don't know.
Here's what I know.
He's playing.
right?
Right?
I think the Rams win this game. I'm cheering for Matthew Stafford to win this game. I want him to win a playoff game. I got a message from family members who are rooting intensely for Stafford to win. And I think that the moves they made for the defensive side of the ball, this is when they're going to come in to effect right here. Like, so Von Miller needs to be able to contain and play well. Aaron Donald, Floyd, Jalen Ramsey, like this is the time of year that you've sold the entire farm and any draft pick you'll ever have. Like those guys need to come right now for that moment. The return of Cam Akers, if Henderson can be back there, I think they can run the ball enough, grind out a nice game. Odell Beckham makes a huge play in the fourth quarter while they're triple teaming Cooper Kupp. And the Rams win 33-28.
33-28. So DeAndre Hopkins is set to miss the game. I just want to double check that real quick. But this is my upset of the week, Tony. I'm going against you. I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals. And I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals because their entire secondary, except for Jalen Ramsey, is out of this game. They signed Eric Weddle. And they're in such a bad situation that Eric Weddle has to start this game after being retired for 3 years at free safety. I think that the Arizona Cardinals are going to come in with that college-style offense. They're going to run the RPO game. And when you run the RPO game, if you run it correctly, you can take the D-line, which is the Rams' greatest strength right now, kind of out of this game. I think that a similar score goes down, a 33-28, a 35-31, something like that, but in the Cardinals' favor. It just comes down to the Cardinals defense at least slowing down the Rams offense, and the way Matthew Stafford's been inconsistent, I don't know how dominant the Rams offense can be over a good Cardinals defense, especially with J.J. Watt returning. What do you think, Joe?
He was very limited.
Because
the Cardinals won the first matchup.
They're
37-20.
down. Oh, good. Sorry.
37-20 was the first matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals took that one. 30-23 was the second matchup with the Rams. And so they both 1-1. It's at home for the Rams Monday night. Here's my thing. I want to take the Rams, and I want to take the Rams big. But Sean McVay has shown that sometimes he gets conservative in big game moments, and you guys can say what you want about it, but he has. And I hope that he comes into this playoffs and says, screw it. Put your foot on the gas and go full speed and dominate this team. You can't sit here and tell me that the Rams don't have one of the best rosters going into the playoffs. And I know everybody's hurt, but they can game plan around it. I'm going with the Rams, but come on, McVay, do your damn thing. Do your damn thing.
Come on, Joe. What was that road stat again? It was 12-4 or something?
10-4. The road teams are 10-4 in the last 3 years.
And to throw it on top for you, the Cardinals are 8-1 on the road this year.
But you know what I feel. You know what I feel about Cliff Kingsbury. I hate him. I hate the whole Cardinals organization. But you know what? You've changed me, Mike. I'm going with the Cardinals.
Thank you. No Jordan Fuller, no Darius Williams, no Taylor Rapp. They got practice squad corners other than Jalen Ramsey out there. Give me the Cardinals too, Joe.
It's their moment to shine. It's their Taylor Heineke moment.
Monty Quinn, Rams 27-17. We got a lot of Rams fans in here.
This may be early, and I'm glad there's Rams fans in here because on the other side of the coin, I am rooting for the Rams to win the Super Bowl this year. I just want to see an LA team win anyways, as I predict them to lose in the first round. But next year,
something that your team can't do, right?
After one offseason with the Rams, Matthew Stafford, they're going to win it next year. For sure. Lock it in right now.
Matthew Stafford has a lot of pressure on him, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
He has to do something that Jared Goff couldn't do.
Well, here's where the pressure, I think, comes in. Because the Rams went to Seattle last year and won a road game with Jared Goff only having 9 fingers at his disposal, right? They didn't – I think it was the second week where they lost. And then the year before that was the was the bad Super Bowl performance or whatever. So I think maybe we see a little bit of pressure taken off of Stafford in this game, and they really just try and run the ball a lot. Robert
Tony,
Ragland.
can you read this comment for me? I don't know how to read. Can you read that for me?
No, I can't. I
No,
can't read either.
If the defense is on their heels a lot, that would be a bad game plan to start running the ball.
I mean, I just say something like, "Oh, Raiders!"
Oh my goodness. Robert Ragland. Any Reggie Ragland? Why do I have the last name Ragland as a former football player in
Because
the
it was a linebacker, right? He might still be a linebacker for the Chiefs.
Ragland? I don't know. Fuck the Raiders.
This is gonna be a good game. This is a good matchup.
I think it is a good matchup, but I do think that part of how you help that defense that you're talking about, Mike, is you put all three of those running backs back there. You know, it's a way to protect Stafford too. Open up that play action a little bit.
It just depends on how bad the defense is. If the Cardinals are scoring points like crazy, they're going to have to start throwing. It's going to be an interesting way that this game unfolds because the Cardinals want a shootout, I think. They don't want a low-scoring game. They want to go out there and they want to see a 38-35, a 42-35. That's in their advantage right there.
Well, I think that Kingsbury just does not want to go to a podium after he gets blasted.
No.
Like he cannot. They have to, no matter what, the Cardinals have to put up a good performance because the way they have let down in the final weeks of the season after winning games with Colt McCoy, like you can't just be like, oh, we're riding high and we're winning, you know, with another famous Texas shoot 'em up quarterback and Colt McCoy. And then all of a sudden it's like you can't beat anybody at the end of the season. And then you get smoked by a division rival in the playoffs. He has to have some good performance here by the offense because that's what he's there for.
100%. I agree. I think they do it. Rams, sorry. Next year. Promise you.
No.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Bills.
so used to that.
No, the
Thank you,
Patriots
Joe.
are playing the Bills also, guys.
Bill Belichick and the Buffalo Bills.
Weather game 2.0.
Afix, I don't know how teams start so good and end up so bad. I don't know.
It's a long season, Afix. It's a long.
It is. And I think that that's sort of what these two teams proved to us, right? We had
I like Robert.
Patriots were on their way to like another bad season and they rattled off 9 straight wins and then finished slow again. And the Bills like showed what a long season it was and stayed with it and eventually came back and won the division. That stat of Bill Belichick versus the Buffalo Bills is absolutely staggering. Like when I knew we were going to talk about this game today, in my head, I just kept going, how can I pick against a guy who's 34-3 against a franchise, regardless of who's the quarterback and coach and whatever? It doesn't matter. But I'm going to pick the Bills in this one and Josh Allen in bad weather, and I'm going to pick the defense to show up. I think the defense has a lot of pride, and that was embarrassing having somebody run the ball 46 times against you and only letting your quarterback throw it that many times. I think that there's a little something for this defense to say like, hey, you might be a genius, you might be the greatest of all time, but Buffalo's here to have something to say about the rest of your time here in the AFC East. So I'm going to go with the Bills, 24-10-ish, 24-13, and Bills Mafia, up there. Snowblowers and tables and ketchup and mustard. Good old time.
Go ahead, Joe.
I'm not going with Buffalo. There's absolutely no way I'm going with Buffalo. I understand what they have. They made no improvement from last year to this year. I thought they got worse this year. New England said we're coming for it. You're going to tell me that Bill Belichick doesn't have some secret plays lined up for Buffalo come this week, that there were some plays that he was just like jotting down in a notebook after the 2 times that they played this year and go, this will work good against them in the playoffs. Like he wasn't knowing like, hey, we're going to be in the playoffs. I'm going to meet Buffalo, and that's where I'm going to tear him down. You lost to Mac Jones when he only threw 2 passes. The New England defense is going to shut down Buffalo, and this right here has one of those makings of like a 9-6 game, real boring defensive game. Well, I don't consider it boring, but most people say, oh, it's boring. But like a 9-6 game where there's no touchdowns, it's all field goals, and defense wins it.
It could come down to that. I think that the Bills defense really have to make Mac Jones throw the ball. No offense to Mac Jones, had a great rookie year. He's the worst quarterback playing in the playoffs right now. They got to get him throwing the ball. They cannot let them run it 40 whatever times. Tony, you say 46 times?
It was something like that, wasn't it? Didn't they run like 40 something times? 46 times? Yeah.
They cannot let that happen again. They have to slow down the run game. That's the key to the game for the Buffalo Bills, because you know Bill Belichick is completely fine with running it 46 times as long as there's a W at the end of that 46th carry. So we shall see how it goes. I'm taking the Bills to do it. I don't think they get stomped out like that twice in one season. They should know how to stop the run now. They should have practiced it a lot this week, but I could see this game being really, 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 really close just because it's game plan versus talent. Game plan versus talent, and that leads to really good matchups and fun games.
Yeah, I can't believe you just said Mac Jones is the worst quarterback in the playoffs.
I think he is. Who's worse?
Jalen Hurts.
Maybe you can say they're close, but I'd rather have Jalen Hurts than Mac Jones. Just depends on what offense you're running. Very different styles. If you're telling me one drive with the game on the line, same weapons, same offense, I'd probably rather have Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I think for the playoffs, I would rather have, I think starting your first game, at least I want the guy with athleticism. I want the guy with a chance to ad lib. You know, I mean, look at my boy Taylor Heineke last year. He got a starting job in the NFL based on that, running around and improvising. And he's not half the athlete that Jalen Hurts is.
Even if he's better than Jalen Hurts, he's the second worst. Then I mean, we're still
yeah.
Here. But I do think this is gonna be a close game, Joe. I don't know.
Derek Carr's
right here.
No, Derek Carr's way better than both those guys.
Do you agree with this thing right here that if the Bills lose, they might as well book Kansas City in another Super Bowl?
No, I mean I think KC's gonna go to the Super Bowl, but I wouldn't. This AFC bracket is there's only 2 teams that I think are locked out. Everyone else, I think, has a shot.
Turnovers, defense, and the Bills game will be a factor with the weather. You can't overcome turnovers in that weather. Both teams will run the ball a lot. So everybody's right there with us in the New England game. That
it comes down the weather
again. Be a close one.
Well, I mean, in that last storm, Josh Allen threw the ball quite well. Oh yeah, we forgot about Jimmy G. He's terrible. What? He's not even the best quarterback on his own team. Sorry.
What are you talking about? Jimmy G's the GOAT, right? Isn't that what 49er fans will tell you? He's the GOAT.
That second half against Los Angeles to get them into the playoffs was the best second half of Jimmy G's career.
How many Super Bowl rings does Jimmy G have?
No, it actually was his best. A couple, actually.
Right? More than your quarterback.
I'll take
more than my quarterback.
Would you rather have Mac Jones than Jimmy G, Tony?
Oh, man.
Yes, I would. I think I would.
Good transition into this game. Go ahead and tell me the Cowboys are going to lose now.
No problem. All right. Cowboys are getting stomped out this weekend. Fix. Rise up, my brother, right here.
Go
49ers. I think they're gonna do it in the same way that they beat the Packers so badly a few years ago. Remember when they went to the Super Bowl? I think they let Jimmy G throw the ball 7 times, and they just had such a great game plan for running the ball and neutralizing the pass rush. And I think they're going to do this, have a similar game plan here, where we're going to see all the running backs, including Deebo Samuel, get multiple carries from multiple looks and angles. And I think the 49ers are going to be able to put some points on the board. The problem is the defense isn't quite the same, but I hope that there's enough of a pass rush left from the 49ers to bother the average Dak Prescott just enough. Like, Dak really is like what he's getting paid. If he doesn't start performing better, and these are the kind of games where he has to make that money, like, he was really average this year. Like, and he's getting paid what, top 5 QB money, top 3 QB money. He can't be like that. People were talking slumps and whatever else. Like, to me, it's like you don't get to go in a slump when you eat up that much of the salary cap. You have to be better at the beginning of football games against really good teams. I think that the 49ers are a good team. I'm going to take the 49ers to win this game. And that way I can text a few Dallas Cowboy fans in my life to return the favor the way they text me after last Sunday night. I really look forward to that moment.
I look forward to that moment too. And I look forward to this game because this is Dak's game. And I'm glad you said that because then I can come in here and say this. The 49ers secondary is trash. And let's just go ahead and say it. Name one 49ers DB that's playing this weekend. It's kind of hard. Ward, I think, is the only guy I can even think of.
Jaquaski Tart or whatever his name is. I just like saying his name. I didn't even say it right.
Dak has to take over this game, and I think that he will, and I think that the Cowboys are going to win it. And I think this game may actually have the best chance of being a blowout. No offense to the 49ers.
Hell no.
I don't think that the 49ers offense is going to be able to keep up if Dak can take over this game. That's where the key is. The key in this game is Dakota Prescott, and I got Dak's back. I know you don't, Joe.
I don't have Dak's back. I don't. I've been on the – I've been talking shit about the Cowboys all year. All year. Since they went 0-4 and couldn't win a damn preseason game, I was on the Cowboys. I just posted something that said the Cowboys are 1-4 this year against teams with 10 wins or more. You know that one team they beat, the Patriots, with Mac Jones, the guy you called the worst quarterback in the league or in the playoffs. This guy who somebody Afix just posted, Dak is 28-6 against the NFC East. He's 28-26 against anybody else. I don't like the 49ers. I've told you guys this. There's 2 teams that I hate. It's the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. Those are the top 2 teams on my hate list. But this week, I'm going with the second most hated team. I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. Wasn't it just last year when Jeff Wilson ran all over them? Everybody's high on how great Diggs is as a cornerback. He's getting interceptions, but he's also getting burnt. He's the first quarterback in the last 5 years to give up 1,000 yards receiving. He sucks. Diggs, yeah, you can get interceptions. Why? Because you're throwing at him. You're throwing so much at him. Of course, you're going to have to pick off one once in a while, right? While he's giving up 3 touchdowns, they give up 1 interception. Here you go. You can have this as a toy and go back and give it to your son or something like that. But the Dallas Cowboys have Mike McCarthy as their head coach. That doesn't turn out well. Everybody knows how that turns out. The Dallas Cowboys, if you want to say that this is going to be the worst game, Mike, it's going to be the opposite way. It's going to be the 49ers blowing out the Cowboys because and you can talk about Jimmy G all you want. The Cowboys have no secondary. The Cowboys have, their defense is way better. I'm sorry, Parsons is there, and he knows the 49ers are bullies, and where he grew up, the bullies get bullied, right? Is that what Parsons has been saying? The bullies get bullied. Parsons, you're going into the NFL playoffs. You're a rookie talking about the NFL playoffs. The NFL playoffs is no joke, and they're going to come out. Who's the most experienced team going into the playoffs? The 49ers, right? The 49ers. They're going to go down to Dallas, the Jerry World, and they're going to win this game. And then 49er fans, don't get it twisted. I'm not rooting for you because I want you to lose the next round. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I hope they get absolutely pummeled.
What did Dak do to you two, by the way? Why do you guys hate him?
I actually like Dak. I don't like the fans. I don't like Cowboy fans. I like CD and I like Zeke. I think Zeke's got a fun career in the booth after kind of got like a little bit of a Gronk vibe to him, you know?
So this is just some like pent over old people shit where it's like from the 90s or something. You guys hold some resentment to this franchise.
Yeah.
They call themselves America's team. America's team. What the heck? Did you see America came out and said, hey, we don't support the Dallas Cowboys? Like they just came out and did a whole press conference about that. Like this is not our team. We don't know where it's coming from. I don't know. It's nothing to do with individual players. It's just the whole franchise itself. Maybe just seeing old Jerry Jones reminds me of Al Davis and how much, how bad of a franchise he held. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. But I don't like Jerry Jones. I don't like the stadium. I don't like the Dallas Cowboys. I don't like the blue. I don't like the star. I don't like anything about the Dallas Cowboys. And I hope they get their butts kicked this weekend so I can talk crap to them. But either way, I'm talking crap because I hate the 49ers too.
Which defense do you like better, the Cowboys or the Niners? Which offense do you like better, the Cowboys or the Niners? I'm just doing some 2+2 math here.
At this point of the season, I like the Niners offense better than I like the Cowboys.
Better than
offense.
a team that just put up 56 points a week ago.
Mike, who the hell did they play?
Stop it, Mike. You don't mean that.
If the Raiders put up 56 points against any team they could do it against a high school team. You'd be jumping for joy.
The Cowboys blew out an Eagles team that had nothing to play for. The Cowboys had to come out and show that. They had to go out there. It was sad enough that the Cowboys felt that they had to play their starters in Week 18 and blow out a team that had nothing to play for to prove that they were ready for the playoffs. That's all the Cowboys did. It was a joke.
What do you guys think about Joe Burrow's last couple of games of the season?
Joe Burrow didn't play Week 18.
He played against the last 2 weeks where he had 450 yards and 500 yards back-to-back weeks. He played against practice squad secondaries because of injuries and COVID. And no one wanted to say anything then. But when the Cowboys do it, it's not that big a deal. Come on, I'm listening. What do you guys think about Joe Burrow?
You might as well just go buy Charger jerseys, Mike, or Cowboy jerseys.
I didn't say I gave no love to Joe Burrow's performances.
So the same exact feelings for Burrow's performances as the Cowboys' performance.
Mike, say hi to Bolt.
Or it's laughable. Hey, what's up?
He came here to root you on, and you see you rooting for the Cowboys. Go ahead and say hi to this guy.
He's actually a really, really good guy. He made a video about me being a role model on TikTok. I appreciated that. Bolt 456.
And then he has to come here and watch you put on your Dallas Cowboy panties and cheer. Either your little pom-poms.
I spoke nothing but facts, Tony.
Robert brought up a good point. Legatron's going to screw some stuff up too.
You didn't even answer my question. Which defense is better?
I like the Cowboys' defense better.
What about the offense?
I like the Niners' offense better.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh, thanks, I forgot. What about 3 weeks ago when the Cowboys put up 56 points?
Who was that
against? What about on Thanksgiving when the Raiders beat the Cowboys? What about that?
Football team.
It doesn't matter, Mike. You can't go game by game. You have to make the decision now. This is what's going to happen. The 49ers are going to come in and say, whoop, all over the Cowboys.
I'm just saying, what about in week 10 when they put up 44? Or
what about in week 2 when they beat the Chargers?
36 in week 9. 41.
Tony Correnti beat us in week 2.
What about in 1997 when the Cowboys? Mike, who cares?
Who cares about what happened this season?
Mike,
what about when they put up 10 points against the Chiefs?
Team? They're one bad game this year.
Who's the better coach?
I don't know about that.
They put up 9 points, Tony, against Chiefs.
So I gave him a bonus point for your benefit.
I'm just saying that this offense is better than the 49ers offense. That's all I'm trying to prove.
Who's the better coach, Mike McCarthy or Kyle Shanahan?
That's where they have the edge, is the coaching. But the coach can't put on pads and play, and I like Dan Quinn as a defensive coordinator. Only thing is he's got to know in this game he can't back up and play defense the way they do. They got to come up.
Who played tougher division? Who played in the tougher division?
What is it?
Who's more prepared for the playoffs right now?
Being in a different division doesn't change which team is better.
It does. When you're playing less quality teams and you're blowing them out, then you think you're better than you are, and you finally play somebody up to your talent or even better, you're going to get your ass kicked.
Well, did the 49ers play any of those teams this year?
I haven't looked at the 49ers schedule.
They did.
To be honest with you.
They played the Eagles, and they barely beat them by 6 points. The same team. They gave a 50.
Did they win?
So now a win's a win.
The 49ers played the Cardinals, and they lost.
Exactly.
And so did the Cowboys. So what does that mean?
I hate hitching my wagon to Jimmy G in this conversation. I do hate the Cowboys.
That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is at the end of the day.
But I think that the coaching, I don't like giving the coaching nod to Kyle Shanahan. I'm tired of giving him benefit of the doubt as a genius, whatever. Like, Mike McCarthy's overrated in won games because of Favre and Rodgers. He's a bust bum coach. And then you got Dan Quinn. His claim to fame is 28-3 in a Super Bowl. Like, all these coaches are massively flawed. It's not like I'm looking at Tomlin or Sean Payton or Belichick or like, somebody that's come in and like constantly improved team. Like even freaking Brian Flores, for crying out loud.
Well, it's time to wrap this up. I do want to say while we're here, and maybe we'll have another show next week, that after the Cowboys beat the 49ers this weekend and move on to the second round, they are also going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, I like that preview. That's
But I thought you
never
said,
gonna happen.
Which will put them in
you had
the
Tampa Bay moving on.
NFC title game.
We need to write this down. So, Raiders, you guys have Bengals. I have Raiders. Tony and I have the Eagles. You have the Bucks, right?
No, Tony said Bucks. He said
I have the Bucks.
The Eagles could rally a little, is what he was saying.
Yeah,
Either way,
so
we'll go back and we'll look at it. I just have somebody that wants to say something to you guys real quick.
Ugh.
Go ahead, hurry up.
Jacob.
Raiders.
Jacob, pick a side. Cowboys or 49ers?
None.
Cowboys or 49ers, hurry.
49ers.
There you go.
The wrong side. It's the wrong side
So
of history.
Jake has
the
been
right
waiting.
side.
Also, he came in there earlier. He goes, I just missed it. I wanted to tell you guys Raiders because you guys are Charger fans, and he always has to go off you. He even did a dance after the Raiders beat the Chargers, and he was like, "Ha, Mike, in your face." But
You know what I was doing? I was pouting.
You know
I
what
found
you were doing? In the
Okay.
shower.
You were in the shower time,
I was
Mike.
bad for about a week.
Who are showers for?
I'm barely recovering now.
Showers are for winners, Mike's.
All these Chargers logos are starting to trigger me.
The Chargers are better than the Raiders. You guys sounding like we hooping. The Chargers are better than the Raiders, and why aren't you in the playoffs?
They still are better than the Raiders, Joe.
I really don't want to see Jimmy G beat Dallas defense. I don't think anybody wants to see Jimmy G beat anybody, but okay, no matter what, if Jimmy G leaves the 49ers, let's talk about this real quick. If Jimmy G leads the 49ers to the Super Bowl or even wins the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship, how can the Niners justify going to Trey Lance?
Easy.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, he's not dynamic enough to get him over the hump. That's why they mortgaged all of those draft picks. You
Also-
wouldn't, if you thought he was a Super Bowl winning quarterback, you would not have traded all of that to move up this year. You would have waited and got Mac Jones for free at like 10 or 11.
I still think they traded way too much in that deal.
Yeah. And Jimmy G is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He has 2 Super Bowl rings, okay?
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I think Jimmy G is going to be in Indianapolis next year.
Say it again. Robert's on
Oh,
our
that's
side.
interesting.
Raiders.
Ugh.
Are the Raiders going to beat the Bengals? What's the score?
I'd say like probably 48-21.
48-21. You guys heard that right here.
That's going to be y'all's game where Jacobs has 200 yards and Carr has 400 yards.
He's
You
like
gotta
a
get him
hostage.
Does he have a Derek Carr jersey? You need to get him one before Carr leaves the Raiders.
I told you that Jake talked to Derek Carr, right?
Yeah, you did tell me that actually, like on the phone.
When he wore his Derek Carr jersey, and that's how
Yeah.
he was talking to him. Yeah. But anyway.
I did not know that.
Well, okay. So I live in Bakersfield, which is Derek Carr's hometown, right? The Carr's
Sorry to hear
hometown.
that. Yeah.
Hometown of Jordan Love, another playoff quarterback.
Probably boring there.
They have a thing what they call Car Elite here, which is the training center for any athlete in Bakersfield, any high school. Anyway, from 2 years old all the way up, you can go train there if you wanted to. You go pay your money and train there. So Jake was going over there with his team and training, and Jake would always tell me, "Hey, I want to wear my Car jersey," and I was like, "Jake, come on, really?" He goes, "I want to wear it. I want to wear my Car jersey." So I let him wear it one day, and as he was working out, the trainer was FaceTiming Derek Carr. And he goes, "Hey, I got somebody I want you to talk to." And he let Jake talk to him for a couple minutes, FaceTiming him while Derek Carr was doing his thing. So Jake doesn't know how big of a moment that was yet because he's still a young kid. But
just imagine if he was a fan of a good player and that like all of a sudden on the other end there was like a hero there. Like that would be a really fantastic moment. Instead, it'll be like nobody will remember David or Derek. These will be like two names. It's like open, push, pull on a door. Like they're very close. That's why we always get messed up. In 10 years, we won't remember.
If I ever got to meet and talk to Carr, I'd ask about David. I hope that would be my go-to question. But Carr's a good guy. That's a good guy thing to do. Can't wait till he's a Brown or a Saint or a Dolphin or something for I can root for him.
David Carr is a Super Bowl champion too. You know that, right?
We could have a whole episode on the Dolphins.
If Carr went to the Browns, I'm going to dust off my Browns Super Bowl take. If that
hey, thanks for joining us, Robert. Appreciate all your takes. Let's go Raiders. Hopefully you'll be back next week when we talk about who the Raiders are taking on.
Well, you guys will be taking on the Titans for sure. I'm pretty sure. Oh, you guys are the 5 seed, huh? Yeah. So I guess if Pittsburgh or New England upsets, then you'd be
Raiders will be taking on vacation. That's what they'll be taking on.
There's a way that the Raiders, if the Raiders make it to the AFC Championship, there's a way that they could host that game somehow. Like if all the cards play.
It's all wild card teams.
It's all weird.
That would be the only way I'd root for the Raiders to win if it's Raiders Patriots.
Ooh.
Steps back, goes to throw, pump fakes, and the ball comes out. But this time it's Derek Carr, and this time they call it a fumble.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
They bring out the index card,
and then they get the index card.
Well, hey, okay. So in the Raider game, remember when they fumbled the ball forward on the Moreau fumbled the ball forward? On the first place. That the Holy Roller. Remember that was the Raiders in charge too. So that all these old plays are coming back.
I was so hyped. I thought that went out the end zone. There were a couple like bounces in the beginning of that game.
I was so pissed off. I was pissed because I thought the ball went out of the end zone.
Mike thought Nas made a good play. That's Mike's mistake right there.
And they showed the replay, and I was sitting there like at the edge of my seat, like, please, over the pylon, over the pylon, over the pylon, and then it goes out the one. I'm like, damn. I said,
so we have 30 seconds left in this show. Nobody's going to call a timeout, right? Everybody's good?
I'm good.
Look at Mike. That was my last timeout joke. I'm not going to do no more.
Well, we fired our special teams coordinator. So,
yeah.
I'm sure we better now.
Yeah, he's the one who sent the offense back in there on our 12-yard line. And, hey, I'm trying to fire up the offense. Fucking Brandon Staley's fired. He's so fired.
He's going to learn. This is just the beginning. You heard him?
I did.
Hey, Brandon Staley was hired with Urban Meyer, with David Culley, and he's, a good group of guys right there.
His hair thinned out a lot this season. That's what I took away from that final press conference. Staley lost a lot of hair coaching this year.
I just want to let you guys know that this is not the end. This is just the beginning, okay? Good things come from a beginning, and as this show is closing, just remember that there is a beginning after this.
That is true. That is true, Joe. Every Super Bowl champion that didn't go back-to-back in the history of the NFL started in day one of the offseason.
But this is what it's about. Winning this thing right here. Super Bowl trophy. Who's going to get it, Tony?
No,
I already told you I'll pick Tom Brady till he retires.
Championship trophy. Also, I lost the freaking Warzone of attrition in the same weekend that all that shit happened.
We're better. I'm not mad. I'm happy as hell. He said, "Stay mad." That how can I be mad? I'm happy. This is the second time since I was in high school. Second time in 18 years I get to watch the Raiders in the playoffs. Come on.
This is the second time in my life, also, Joe.
I just aged myself right now. But
I get to watch the Raiders in the playoffs.
It's Tony's one. Like Tony was alive in the 70s, so he got to watch all the Raiders.
I was at the Holy Roller game. Let's end this thing.
All this Raiders talk, I changed my mind. I don't want them to get screwed in the AFC Championship against the Patriots. I want them to get screwed this weekend against the Bengals, actually.
Anyways, we'll end the show like this.
Hopefully it's the worst call of all time.
Raiders!
Historically bad. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. I know you're not going to follow after that, so I'm not even going to plug, subscribe, and all that. Thanks for tuning in. Tony, you got anything last thing to say before I hit this button?
No, Bolt Squad 456 said it for me.